Hello, today we are going to test out Fluff Amp. The ML Sound Lab Amped Roots. Basically, Fluff and ML Sound Labs got together and Fluff let him borrow his amp and his cabinet. So the coolest thing about this thing is in a time with all sorts of amp sims and everything right now, they gave this one to us free, which is very cool and very smart, being that there's a lot of competition these days for very cool amp sims. So that was pretty smart. You can purchase the additional amps that come with it for, I think, something like 40 or 50 bucks, which is not that bad when you consider some of the other costs of some of the other stuff. So not bad. So let's check it out. So as I mentioned, we have this very cool new amp sim from ML Sound Labs called Amp Roots. As I mentioned before, basically what they did is they took one of Fluff's favorite amps and let ML Labs plug in and emulate it. So that's what we're getting here is, basically this 5150 style amp and favorite cab. For a small fee, you can basically click this license manager here, click this bad boy here, and then purchase some of the other stuff, from which I understand is going to be some of your Mesa Boogie stuff, and then looks like a Friedman style amp here. Okay, so kind of a meat and potatoes type of amp simulation. Again, as I mentioned before, there are so many different types of amp sims right now that, ranging from everything to, from something that is free, such as this one here, all the way up to some of the more expensive stuff. Some of the neural stuff can get up there around 150 bucks or so. Even that's not really super bad for what you're getting. But I'm going to go ahead right off and say I was skeptical at first. I thought, okay, free. I've seen a few of the free amp sims before, and as I mentioned before in my previous videos, sometimes you do get what you pay for, and sometimes when they're a little too cheap, they're like free, the quality isn't the best. That is not the case here. I'm going to say that ML Sound Labs and Fluff are very smart in giving this one away here, because what they did is they basically made themselves, they kind of got in the competitive market there. With a lot of the other amps that the amp sims right now, and it's kind of giving away something that's going to make it attractive, but at the same time, if you do like it, and everybody's going to try this, right? It's free. Then you can go in and purchase some of the other amps, which I'm going to do. Now, this came out around April 2nd or 3rd. It's late May now. I've been playing this almost 2 months now, almost every single day. I really wanted to run through it before I did a video on it. A lot of folks, they did a lot of videos already, and it was like they just got it. I'm like, how do you even know what it can do? So I really wanted to put it through its test. I wanted to run it through my Studio One. I wanted to record with it. I wanted to play it through my monitors and really push it. And so that's what I've been doing for a while. So very cool stuff. Real basic, right? Basically you have your 5150 amp here. You have some presets here that you can click on. High Noon, Dad Rock, Punks, different stuff. I've got this set right now at Degen. Honestly, I don't see a huge difference when you click on the different things. We'll go through some of them here, and you can kind of see. It's on the Degen setting right now. High Noon. Basically drop my volume down a little bit and bring that back up. You can hear it. So this is with everything at High Noon. This is straight up all the dials. Doesn't sound bad at all right off the bat there. Go right over to the pedal board. You have a couple of different pedals here. You have a noise gate and you have a drive pedal. Those are the two that it comes with. That's all really you need, to be honest. This thing is a pretty heavy thrash machine, and I dig it, to be honest with you. I think it sounds fantastic. I'm a big fan. Let's go ahead and turn the level up. Kidding me? This thing's badass, man. I'm dead serious. I'm not just saying that either. I really dig this thing. Again, you know, not anything that's super complex. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the neural stuff comes with. It doesn't have all the different types of mics and all that kind of stuff, and all the different tweaking stuff that you can get with a lot of the STL stuff, the neural stuff, the THU and the overloud, all that slate stuff. But it does one thing, and it does it freaking awesome, and that is good tone. I'm dead serious. Real chunky, thick tone, like. I mean, just got that real good, low, thick growl that I think they did a really good job on this. I kind of changed all my settings. Whenever you go through and you pick something like this, you'll see it changes to the settings. I kind of had these set differently. Gain up a little bit more. I had my low. I'll say the low on this. The bass is really thick on this. And I like that. I think it's got a good punch to it. Plenty of gain on tap. I even back the mids and the low back. I like that. I like it. It's real heavy, but it's probably drowning out my camera right now. And I'm not recording this through my my Studio One because I wanted to use my camera just across the board so you can hear everything equal. A little bit of that, maybe a little bit of presence, and that's really all you need for this bad boy. I'm telling you, this thing is. Definitely a fan. Okay, so what I also did is I pulled out some of my other ones, some of my other favorites here. Let me first make sure I've got everything where I want it here. Maybe this is a tad there, up on the drum there, and up a little bit on the threshold there, just a tad. All right, that's all you really need there. Let's see. We'll go back here. I've got it set on degen. That's, I think you can pretty much set it wherever you want. It's going to be tough to get a bad tone with this thing, to be honest with you. Again, just some of the settings here. This will turn your effects on and off, basically turns off your pedal board, but there is one feature here that I should say that I am using different. Now, I am using the an impulse response, an IR from something different. Let's get you the standard cab that comes with this one. Ooh, that's not it right there. No, that's not it. Yeah, there's the standard cab it comes with. Simply just click on the old IR here. It'll pull up your different settings. Click that, and boom, you're already loaded. Super simple and quick. Now, I like my IRs a lot better. I've got some favorites. I think it really pulls out the bass. It gives it a full tone. Gives you more dynamic sound, I think, much better. But heck, you know, the cab that they give you isn't bad. And you know, for a couple bucks, you can get IRs loaded up, so no big deal at all. All right, let's check some of the other ones out here that I got. Let's put this one, put away for a little bit here. So that one is the amp one. I'm going to turn this off here. I'm going to turn on. This is the new one from, it's the RVXX. This is the basically the Rev amp. Let's go ahead and pull this bad boy up here. This is another big favorite. I did demo this one just recently. Here's one of the cool features I love right off the bat. Grab this little corner right here and just pull it right up. I think that's awesome. That's a cool feature. I wish they all had that. This is the it's the RVXX amp. Again, I did the demo of this one earlier, just recently. Another big favorite. This one's $14. Now again, I honestly, Very similar to this one. Very simple, not a lot of bells and whistles, but it does one thing very well. Chunky, heavy tone. It's hard to get a bad tone with this one, just like the other one. So that is the Rev, it's the RVXS, basically the Rev lunchbox amp. But again, when you compared that one to what we heard here with Fluff's amp, again, one of the things I think is very cool also about the amp roots is that when you look at, so when I click on my performance monitor, I click, this is the CPU pull, and right now, when I click on this and I look at what it's pulling, it is currently pulling, that's 15, and that's also because I'm using my recording software. Some of the other recording softwares that I use will pull as much as 30, 40, drain on the CPU. This is 14 right now. So this one here, you're not going to get a lot of draw on your CPU, which is very cool. This one is the STL. This is the Will Putney. So, I love the Will Putney. I love the tonality stuff here. But I'll be honest, I could absolutely live on the amped roots and the Rev, and I'd be absolutely happy with that. This one here, real quick, is the THU Overloud. This is the Omega. Big fan of the Omega. Let's go ahead and check this one out here real quick. Let's beef this up a little bit to another setting I have here. Now, I'm a big fan of this one here. I do like this amp a lot. But again, this one's going to be a little more expensive. This is going to be around the $150 range. It's got a lot of features, a lot of stuff you can do. I've done a demonstration of this amp. But if you're really looking for something you can plug in and just start crunching away, what you're getting on the amp roots is going to give you probably pretty darn close to what you need. Now, this is going to have a lot of different features, and it's got some pedals and stuff that'll give you some, delay and stuff. But if you're using your DAW, I have tons of I have all those tools already loaded in here. So a lot of the stuff I have, I can make do, and kind of cover a lot of the stuff that's covered in some of the, the Omega Granovar stuff. And then last but not least here on the list here, let's check out this is the Archetype Pelini from Neural. And again, you're going to pay a little bit more for this one. It's got a lot of bells and whistles, and it's got a lot of features. I demoed this one as well. But if you're just looking for tone, you're looking for that thick, chunky metal tone, you can easily get by on the amped root stuff. And again, if you are on a budget and you're looking, to get an amp sim, you really can't go wrong with this. Again, it's free, and then if you're really liking, like I'm liking it, I'm gonna now purchase the rest of the stuff that comes, the other amps that come with it. But definitely a big fan. And again, I'm loving the fact that the big wins here. Not a huge draw on your CPU. It's hard to get a bad sound, a bad tone with this thing. You can load all your IRs on it, so you can get those for nothing these days, and just load some of those on to get a lot of versatility. Just a really good option here. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or if you've kind of found something similar or anything different, let me know in the comments. Appreciate you subscribing. Thank you so much. And look forward to talking with you again. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, and we'll talk to you again real soon.